Hello and welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to talk about a passage from the book of Job in the Old Testament of the Bible. Specifically, we'll be looking at Job chapter 7 verses 17 to 18, and what it can teach us about the human experience of struggling with God's ways. Once upon a time, there was a man named David who lived in a small village in the mountains. David was a hard-working farmer and a devout believer in God. He would wake up early every morning to tend to his crops and animals, and he would pray to God for guidance and strength. One day, disaster struck. A massive storm swept through the village, destroying David's crops and killing most of his animals. David was devastated. He had worked so hard for months to grow his crops and care for his animals, and now everything was gone. Feeling angry and confused, David went to the village church to pray. He knelt down before the altar and cried out to God, "Why did this happen to me? I have been faithful to you, and yet you allowed this to happen. Why do you test me like this?" As he prayed, David remembered the words of Job chapter 7 verses 17 to 18 that he had read in the Bible. He realized that he was not alone in his struggles, and that even righteous people like Job had faced similar questions and doubts about God's ways. David realized that he could express his feelings to God honestly, just as Job had done. He prayed, "Lord, I don't understand why this happened to me, but I trust in your goodness and love. Please help me to endure this trial and to find a way forward." In the days that followed, David received help from his neighbors and community, who provided him with food and support. He also found new ways to make a living, using the skills he had learned from his farming to start a small carpentry business. Through his struggles, David learned that God was present and attentive to him, even in his darkest moments. He realized that God's tests and examinations were not punishments, but opportunities for growth and refinement. He grew in his faith and trust in God, and became a source of inspiration and encouragement to others in his community. In this story, we see how the message of Job chapter 7 verses 17 to 18 can apply to our lives today. Like David, we may face trials and challenges that seem overwhelming and unfair. But we can take comfort in the fact that we are not alone in our struggles, and that God is present and attentive to us, testing and examining us to refine us like gold in a furnace. We can express our feelings to God honestly and trust in His goodness and love, even when we don't fully understand His ways. So, what can we learn from Job chapter 7 verses 17 to 18? First, we can see that it's normal to feel overwhelmed and frustrated when we face trials and suffering in life. Job is a model for how we can express our feelings to God honestly, even if we don't fully understand His ways. Second, we can see that the human experience of struggling with God's ways is not a new one. This passage was written thousands of years ago, yet its message still resonates with people today. It's a reminder that we are not alone in our struggles, and that others have faced similar questions and doubts before us. Finally, we can see that even in our struggles, God is present and attentive to us. Job's questioning of God's attention is actually a testament to how much God cares for humanity. Despite our limitations and imperfections, God is constantly testing and examining us, refining us like gold in a furnace. We hope this video has helped you understand its message a little better. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.